There we go. Make sure the audio is working. 1, 2, 3, and it looks like it is. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing very well today. It has been an interesting day with CPI, all this data coming out, the CPI being more meh. And so today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and the really crazy whiplash that we had. This was a big, just the biggest fake out I've seen in a while, and there's been some rumors that the United States government sold some of its Bitcoin. I can't confirm or deny that technically, or I can't deny anything, but it definitely was a pretty big sell-off there that people panicked a little bit too much, and you saw Bitcoin go right back into that buying zone there, and of course when we hit that buying zone, everybody and their mother was buying Bitcoin back up for the next few hours, okay? So, hey buddies, happy to see you back, my man. So today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, the overall markets here, CPI data, checking out what happened, what went well, what went not well, because overall the CPI data was more meh, but at least it wasn't terrible, and I say that's good in our book, really, depending because of where we are now. But, just as a heads up, that's what we're really looking forward to today. And then before we get started, this stream is sponsored by Chart Prime, Fairdesk, and Whale Stream, so make sure to go check them out. Their links are down below, especially Chart Prime, because I'm going to be using some of their overlays here today. Now, again, today, everybody, when CPI data came out, you can see what a wild, wide ride we had. Sorry, you guys know I have trouble with my W's and R's. Originally, we actually had a pretty nice move up. We ended up going into a double top pattern here, and then all of a sudden, we just freaking dumped. And I mean, we dumped hard. We did make some good money today. I think a few of you guys made a few $100. Some of you guys made like $40, $30, so I was happy for you guys right there. And over the last 7 days here, it was at $1,000 before it re-uploaded. You guys have made about $581, so that's been pretty nice to see as well. A lot of wild stuff going on here, and you guys have helped me rank to number 3, which has been pretty cool as well. It's always nice to kind of rank on this type of thing. I don't really know what I'm ranking for technically, but I know that you guys are making money and I'm making money here, which is very nice for me to say. So everybody's winning right now, and we have 85% for the last 3 weeks, and in the last 7 days we've had a 100% success rate. So if you guys want to follow me on there, go for it. I know some of you guys have been asking me how. I will make another video kind of going from beginning to end on how to set up that up again with more details than last time. I think this will be the 3rd video, but you guys have questions, so I'm happy to answer them. And also check out Sagar, Trade King. Trade King has his is always weird because he has a 78% for the last 3 weeks, but the profit for the last 7 days, since he has 173 followers, it's been pretty good profit. I'm just not entirely sure how much money his people are making in that situation. But Saga is another really good one. If you don't want to follow me, you want to follow somebody a little bit larger, Saga right there is definitely a good one. Now, as far as the whole market went today, besides before we start hopping in here into the CPI data, Bitcoin last 24 hours, really a whole lot of nothing. We kind of, we went up, we went back down, just in very dramatic fashion. The one thing I want you guys to start looking at here is over the last week, Bitcoin is down about 5%. Is this terrible? No, not really. We had talked about this. We were most likely breaking down because of all the trends kind of shifting, the momentum starting to come back down. It's fine. But last 7 days, Bitcoin is down 5%. Ethereum is down 3.6%. That is interesting because, as you guys know, usually Ethereum is actually going to be losing more than Bitcoin, but right now Ethereum is only down 3.6%. We'll talk about why that is in a little bit. And then you got stuff like BNB down 3.5%, XRP down 7%, ADA 6%, Dogecoin down almost 9%. Then you got Polygon over here down 13%. That is wild right now. Okay, so just remember that what we talked about before, some of those coins that had really parabolic moves, as Bitcoin slows down here a little bit, you're starting to see some of those coins slow down as well. Usually the coins that are going to be coming down quite a bit are the ones that have exposure to Robinhood and Webull, because they can easily get pumped up a lot more because they have stock market capital in there as well. Mostly with the exchanges like the Fairdesk and the Binance and the KuCoins and stuff, or BitGets. A lot of the time, there's people just have separate portfolios. So they have stock money, options money, forex money, whatever, and then they just have crypto money. Crypto money is usually a smaller amount, but when they have the exposure that they do over in Robinhood Webull, a lot of times you can pump up some of those plays. We saw this a lot with Solana and Matic last year, or over the past couple of years here, just so you guys are aware of that. But over the last, 7 days, let's go back over here. Pepe is still up a little bit, 64%. On the downward side here, you can see PancakeSwap has pretty much just crashed here. I do not know what happened with this, but they're down about 25%. That is kind of wild right there. Even though Bitcoin's down a little bit, they're still down 40% year to date when everything is mostly up. You also have SWI up here. That's down 5%. This one's been coming down for a while, but this one's kind of a newer thing, I believe. So we'll let that be for now. And some other things coming down here as well, but you got some volatility in some tokens, so just make sure you guys are keeping track of what's going on. The overall market today, it was really robust towards the end of the day. It just kind of overall, again, a lot of what we saw was going sideways overall. Really, the NASDAQ is what kind of led us through the today, and that was led by Amazon and Google, and those are very nice to see. But you saw Airbnb right now. That dropped 11%, again, showing the signs that the economy is loosening up just a little bit here. I wouldn't say too much, mostly because I think, as we all know, Airbnb, if you guys have ever been to one, some of these Airbnb hosts have some really ludicrous fees and rules about what to do with their house, like cleaning up after yourself and all this weird stuff. Like, it's not like the hotel style, which is why I stay at hotels these days and I don't bother with Airbnbs. It's just not worth it. But, Airbnb was down 11%. You got IEP right there. This is oil and refining. This one was down quite a bit. This has been down for a while, so most of you guys probably don't even bother with this one. You got Amazon up, though. That was really nice to see. Rivian up. We had talked about this before. It did close down lower, but that's just because people are kind of worried about this inflation number, which we're going to talk about pretty soon. And then you got Twilio. I don't really mess with Twilio. Maybe some of you guys have done it for work, perhaps. Let me go over here very fast so I can just show you what it is. Yeah, customer engagement platform. I really don't do this at all, so I'm guessing there's some business-to-business slowdown happening as well, or there's just a better product. Probably these guys need to start announcing that they're working with ChatGPT or some AI service, and that'll give them a big boost. But so far, their stock has been hit hard today as well, okay? Now, to go over the CPI data and what's been going on here, we should probably just go over here to trading economics. Let's just type it in. My typing is bad because my whole setup is different. Normally I'd be typing here, now I'm like, gotta move like a robot. Okay, there we go. United States inflation rate right here. And hey, Talk and Tell podcast, up my boy Ethereum and Bitcoin looking for a dump. It looks like they're about to test support, that's for sure. And hey, Nicholas, happy to see you back. I stayed at the Airbnb for the last 6 months in Denver, $1,500 a month for an 8x10 room with a 105-year-old house. Geez, see, that is absolutely wild. They are just so expensive these days. Way, way too expensive. Okay, let me go over here very fast. There we go. All right. So basically, guys, this is what you have to see. 4.9%. It was not the drop-off we were really looking for. It was around expectations, but, we need to start getting back to 2%. And the fear here is, just like it was in January, so let's just not blow this out of proportion, but the fear is, now that we're back at under 5, it's going to start getting sticky. And we might be under 5, 4.5, 3, whatever. We're going to be up higher for a considerable amount of time, which may give them one more opportunity to raise interest rates by another 25 basis points. I don't think they need to do that at this point in time, just because we still have all this lagging effects that are about to swing into the economy. Remember, guys, that the stock, rates usually take about 12 to 16 months to actually hit the economy. And if I go over here and just go over here to, let's see, do I have Fed funds rate? There you go. Let's go to the past 5 years. We really didn't start until the beginning of 2022, it looks like. I don't have the exact date here, but it looks like the beginning of 2022. We're just at the beginning of 2023. We're just now starting to feel some of those rates that kicked off last year, okay? Now, there are parts of the market that get hit earlier than others, like credit markets, and you might say like the housing market, credit markets when you're trying to apply for a car and stuff like that. But other stuff, it lags a little bit more, and now we're starting to get that, we're starting to get hit by that. I think that's kind of more instrumental, or what you might see more happening with the banks and stuff like that, okay? And hey, GT, Mike, did you watch Congress today? Brad Sherman, my least favorite, put another show today calling us crypto bros. I did not, but I'll have to watch it. Today there's so much stuff going on. So I just, before I came streaming, I was busy. I did a little bit of trading today. I made the people that were not paper trading me, copy trading. I made them some money, which was really nice. So I did some trading in the middle of the day. I pretty much just shorted this thing down, basically. But I think I shorted it somewhere over here, then it plummeted out of nowhere. I cooked up some meat for Loki for dinner. Or I guess the raw meat. I don't know if you meat that's cooking, but organ meat and stuff like that. Got that all ready for him, and he scarfed it down. But I know there's like a Lakers game tonight I wanted to watch. I think that starts like 7:00. There's a Trump CNN town hall that I'm going to watch it later on. I'm recording it because I want to see what he has to say, because I haven't heard Trump talking who knows how long now. I want to see if he's still got the wits and all that type of stuff, because Biden's been kind of all slow, so to speak. I want to see if Trump is slower down or not, because it seems like they're going to be the choices this time around. And then you also got just a bunch of news going on today. It's just going to be it's just going to be a long one. But overall, a pretty good day, busy day. I spent 2 hours outside with Loki. I did yoga outside this morning. It was very refreshing. And then I made some water, or got drinking a bunch of water today. I'm still a little bit sick, but it's like pretty much gone. It's kind of just like the phlegm in the back of the throat. Like I don't feel sick anymore, but like if I breathe heavily, it's just like phlegm. But I don't breathe heavily, I guess, too much. Sounds like LA rent. Yeah, for real. Do you have any news in regards to Algorand? I have no news in regards to Algorand. I haven't heard anything about them, but I can try to find it. I haven't heard of any news, so let's go over here to news. Algorand buy the dip. Algorand, the new partnership for crypto. Maybe this is what you're talking about. New SEC lawsuit, but that's 3 weeks ago. Crypto partnership with on-ramp money. This is the only news I think I see right now. On May 2nd, Algorand announced that it had entered into a partnership with on-ramp money, a fiat to crypto solutions provider, to make cryptocurrency more accessible to the Indian population. That could be something right there. It's always nice to have a way to turn your cash into cryptocurrency. I think we're all looking for more opportunities there, because at this point, I think a lot of us only have a certain amount of choices of how we get our money back into our bank accounts. I think the number one choice for a lot of people is either Coinbase. I think you can go with Robinhood now because they do have wallets, but I just don't use Robinhood. But I do think there's other ways to do it as well, but I'm not too aware of them. But yeah, it seems like it's always a nice way to do it, especially if you're going for India. India's economy is going to be great in the future. They are growing and growing and growing. I think they're going to be just fine, and I do think it's going to be nice to have all that extra cash, all the extra liquidity in the crypto market. I think it's going to do really great for us in the future, especially as we're seeing all these new advancements take place around the world. People are hopping in crypto. They're just maybe not hopping into... they're not fighting back against regulations maybe as much as they want to. But I don't think our government's been doing much regulation at this point either. We've kind of just been having committees about it, which is, I guess, fine for now. But we don't want to let this go to Gary Gensler, which is why there's all these lawsuits going on. And hey, Talk and Tell podcast, any trades taken today? Yeah, I took a few trades today. Hold on a second here. Let me see if I can find them in a nice way. Fairdesk, I don't know how to actually look at my trades unless you can maybe go to mine. Past trades maybe here. Is this how you do it? Okay, I think this is how you do it. Okay. All right, so you can see Mike. I like to play it safe, but I'll let my winners run. I only have an 85% accuracy rating, which in my book is good, but some people like perfection, so take that with a grain of salt. Last 7 days, we've been at 100% here. But the trades for today were a few. So they were pretty much all these shorts here. I kind of bounced them on so people would make more money. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shorts here, plus some personal trades that were not on here, but basically the same timing, if you will. These were taken today at around 10:16:45. I think it was Universal time though, or let me see, 10:16:45. Yeah, because 10 is over here. Yeah, 10, that's at the bottom, so it was somewhere around here. I'm not going to know exactly where they're at, but it was over here somewhere. That's when I was trading it. And basically, they all worked out. They all made a few bucks on the right here, like $8, $9, $10. My personal trades do more here, but basically the way this works is people are copying my trade, so they're not necessarily copying this amount of money that I do. They're just copying my, like, hey, Michael is opening a short here. We are opening it. You are now going to copy him and open a short, and then the people will designate how much money they want to copy me with. Some people followed me with $1,000. Some people followed me with just a few bucks, like $20, $30. Other people had followed me with like a $4,000 thing before. So, you know, it kind of just depends. But basically, all the trades today were winners, which is nice. And I scaled into the trade. There was one Ethereum trade here, but the majority of them were Bitcoin, all kind of around the same time. So I kind of scaled into the trade, scaled in, and then you know, let me see if I can find it for you. Opening price 28,255. Let's just say that 28,255. 28,255. It's like right around here, you know, right around there. Although I think it might have been around here, who knows? But right around there. And then you know, I think it was around here. And then I did some more over here because that makes more sense. But yeah, I pretty much shorted, waited a while, and then it dumped, and then I closed somewhere around here of 27,300. Now it did go down a lot more than that, so I actually messed up on my part. However, in my experience, like, hey, I closed my positions around here, around like 27,300, right around here. Look at that. If I would have kept on holding on to them, I would not have been making as much money. So I'm fine with it. But that's pretty much the trade I made for today. You can kind of see this double top that was forming. But usually, there's usually a fake out. I was talking to actually Babyfish about this earlier today. And he was pointing this out to me as well. There's usually this fake out that happens the morning hours after the CPI data. Then we have a big move down in the other way. This was the fake out that we saw today. I wish I would have actually held on a little bit longer here because there was more profit to be had. However, because I did do like how many trades? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades. I want to make sure that all of them get closed in profit, which is why you see the first trades that I did. They're at 14, like 15, 14, 11, 10, 9, 8 is because I staggered into them as far as the shorts, but I want to make sure they lock into profit. But really, that's the only trade I did this today. Not really much else, to be frank. I am just kind of beat over the last few days here. I'm making more videos for you guys. I am doing more content like this. You guys have probably seen some of my CPI videos over the past few hours. I put out a whole bunch of shorts. I put out too many shorts and YouTube isn't showing any of my shorts. So if you guys get a chance later on, please make sure to check out my shorts. I'm going to be doing more press conferences and stuff like that. So if I see, I was about to say Barack Obama, but it's Joe Biden or Trump or Republicans or Democrats or the Speaker of the House, the lady that runs the press conference. She's kind of weird, but the press conference lady at the White House, John Pierre, yeah, whatever her name is. Whenever they do little, I might have to start not notifying people of the shorts, let them kind of find it organically, and then only post my strategy videos, post the videos where I'm talking about like CPI or whatever, and then the streams, because I can only publish 3 things per 24 hours that get notifications. If I publish more than that, the 4th thing is not going to get notifications. Right now, this is like the 5th or 6th thing I've posted over the last day or so, so nobody's really getting notified of me going live here. But it's fun. But today, that was really the big trade for me. I did a little bit on my personal account as well. Basically just fair desk with, you know, the futures trade here. But looking good. Very, very good here. I do like it quite a bit. These trades worked out very, very well, and I hope I can do some more trades for you guys later on. I enjoy helping you guys make some money here. Just make sure that if you guys are following me, don't put too much money in there, you know, because I'm not going to be perfect. I think 85% is pretty good, but it's not perfect, okay? And you can try the people out if you want to. That's always good as well. Let me well, I don't want to get out of it for now, but really the big thing is the market is going sideways still. You see it weekly, still pumping up a little bit for the NASDAQ. We talked about the breakout. This has been one of the ugliest breakouts I have seen for the NASDAQ because we were just kind of slowly chugging back up. And it looks like we're going to hit a level of resistance either this week or next week. I'm looking for puts going forward. And then you see the Dow Jones not even breaking out. In fact, we're almost breaking down here, which is definitely not a good sign. We're not really looking for a big support level here until, let me get rid of some of these things because we don't need them. It's just future crossovers. There we go. You know, we might be looking at some support in 2 weeks' time or something like that. but we could be looking for a pretty nasty breakdown here, especially because some of the MACDs that we're looking at, especially on the weekly chart, you know, those can be having another crossover here, because it looks like we're almost having a little bit of a hidden divergence right here. We'll see how bad this gets, but momentum is definitely coming down. You go over here to the SPY as well. Momentum has not shifted back down yet, but it's getting close. Not yet, so it's still good. But we have, over the past couple weeks, we have, what is this, 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We just haven't been able to break out. It's as simple as that. We're having some issues here. However, go over here to the daily chart. We're in pure consolidation form, easy as that. Hopefully we can get a breakout here and go to the next level. Bitcoin would be able to enjoy this a lot. We might even see Bitcoin go up to like $30,000 again, something nicer. But right now it definitely feels like everything's hitting resistance except for the NASDAQ. And I don't know if the NASDAQ alone is going to be good enough to pop Bitcoin up, because right now Bitcoin, if we go back up, we back up a little bit. This is the daily chart. We've come back down a lot since that 31,000. Now back down to 27,000. And I told you about this weeks ago that we're probably going to be heading back down here. But, you know, now that we're back down here, do you want to buy? Do you want to sell? What do you want to get? What do you want to do? At this point, I'm thinking of buying if we come back down here a little bit more, maybe as a smaller trade. But I am still worried that we're going to have a pretty big dump here. And, you know, we might start looking at breaking back down to $25,000. And if we come back to $25,000, I'd be much more enthusiastic about buying. But at this point in time, we are at a big support level here. I'm just worried that this death cross is probably going to push us back down a little bit more. Going back over here to the weekly chart, though, you know, 25,000, 25,500 or so. We got to see what happens with this 200 weekly moving average and this 20-week moving average. Normally, when we deal with these moving averages, we're looking at more volatility, way more volatility. Look at that big pop right there, big pop right there. Not so much of a pop right there because we technically close. I guess we opened up, yeah, kind of sideways here. That was FTX, so let's just kind of not look at that. That's kind of something separate. Big move down here, big move there, big move there. You're looking at much more volatility during these zones is what I'm trying to show you guys. But as we're looking at right now, you know, we're definitely in a weak spot, but we're not, I would say, like, it's not like we're out or anything like that. We're still in a pretty decent spot, I would say. Going over to Ethereum, though, you can see how whacked out this chart is. But we had a good day trade over here, I remember, during the stream, breaking out there. Now we're breaking back down. We're having a death cross. We're hovering around support, kind of around $1,800. If we start breaking down here and Bitcoin starts breaking down, then, you know, Ethereum is coming back. Ethereum is coming back down to 1728, which is definitely not going to be a good look for crypto. Everybody's going to be freaking out all over. Says my signal is acting up. We're still good. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Whenever I see my signal acting up, Xfinity just ticks me off. So I just want to be aware that it's like working the way it is because I pay a lot of money for this internet. You can see how wild of a dip this was when the CPI data came out. You saw the dollar start to crumble. Usually that's a very good sign for stocks. That's a good sign for us. And we still are at this support level here. Maybe it's best just to go to the weekly chart. There we go. We're still here. We did break down and we're not closing back above it. It looks like anytime soon, so that's good. We definitely want to see us coming back down here, continuing. We just don't want to have a breakout that kind of puts us back up higher. We're still in a good spot, though. The economy is still fine. It is, how do I say this? The economy for the economy's sake is fine. Everyday Americans, it's not fine whatsoever. But for now, people can put up with it by racking up their credit card bills. And we've already been through all the charts about that. The credit card bills have gone through the roof. But as long as people are still putting more and more money on their credit cards in order to pay for everyday goods, the economy is going to keep on going. It's what happens when people can't put more money on their credit cards. They can't keep on adding to their debt, which is where the economy starts to fall apart. But we're not there yet. I mean, we're just not there. The warning signs are there, but it's like it's a ticking time bomb, so to speak. But we're still ticking. We're still ticking and ticking and ticking. Please talk about PPI news effect on the market. Yeah, I mean, that's what we've been talking about the whole time. CPI, PPI, it's what do you call it hasn't had the biggest effect. Guys, look, Before the CPI came out, before the inflation report came out, we were here. Afterwards, we're back here. It really didn't change much stuff going on here. All it did was add a whole bunch of volatility into the middle zone. Overall, it's a fine number. It's fine. It's not great. It's kind of worrisome in the long term, but in the short term, it's exactly what people wanted to see because it was right at expectations. If we go over here and look at the inflation rate, now this is CPI, not PPI. I can go over PPI too. Let's see. There we go. You said, wait, PPI, okay. Let's go down here. No, I don't see it over here. All right, it's not the biggest deal. The main thing I want you to understand is inflation, the rate at which inflation has been going down is slowing down just a little bit. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Again, we went from 6.5 to 6.4, then to 6, then to 5. That's still good overall. What we don't want to have happen is over the next few months, we don't want to go from 5 to 4.9, back above 5, or down to just 4.8 or down to 4.7. We want to keep this pace up. If we don't see this pace continue, there's going to be little to no chance that the Federal Reserve is going to be cutting rates. Now, why is cutting rates so important right now? Because, if I go over here just to the NASDAQ, let's go to the monthly chart. Ignore the long lines. Let me actually just get rid of all this stuff for now. Okay. So you see how we're kind of in a nice general spot. The market is much better off than the economy would suggest. Well, the reason why the market's kind of pumping up over the last couple months is because the market is pricing in rate cuts later on this year. Personally, I don't see any chance for us to be doing rate cuts this year. But it's just me. The market, the hedge funds, they are all pricing in rate cuts. Rate cuts. So if we don't have rate cuts, we're probably going to be crumbling back over here. And that's before any recession would hit us. Okay? So, maybe if I just show it to you like this, the market would fall about 13%. That's all it would take to get us back down at this low zone. Not breaking down, just back down to the low zone, which for the NASDAQ, that could easily happen, right? The NASDAQ is a very volatile thing. You guys have seen over here within just 1 month, we fell down 13% right there. 13% from the top of that candle to the bottom. It's not that difficult for the market to do that. It'll just be kind of very traumatic maybe. Nobody likes to see the market come back down, but you can see right here as well. 13% right there. From the top to bottom here, that swing, 14, 15%. It's not that difficult. I think people have this very false sense of security right now because we've been going up for a while. However, all they have, and this is a monthly chart, so it's very simplified. But again, it's not as simple as it looks at this point in time. But if we start to have these negative effects, so to speak, because the rates are not being cut and the market starts to realize that, oh boy, are we going to be in some trouble here, because that means everything's going to be coming back down quite fast. That includes Bitcoin as well. And, while I kind of want everything to come back down so I can accumulate more, I know there are a lot of people that just want to see the market take off from here and not actually go into a full recession mode. Because as you guys know, let's go back to NASDAQ, recessions are generally not that good. 2008, not good. .com bubble over here, just definitely not good things that have happened. But, what we had right here, this was a very mild drop-off, a very, very mild drop-off. If we go into recession, we'll probably have to go back down to those 2020 levels, and then that's probably the low we're looking at, because the earnings are just going to be slashed by so much, as people really have no idea how they're going to afford anything if they lose a job. I'm trying to think of what the average person makes, minimum wage out here in Washington. I think after taxes, it's like $15 an hour, $17 an hour, or something like that. If you don't have a job, there's no way you're paying your rent. There's just no way. Because, you could pay your rent, but you're not going to be able to have food. You're not going to be able to do a lot of stuff. And I had a friend for the past few months. She ended up getting a job, but I had a friend who lost her job, and she'd been looking for a job for a while. She was on unemployment. And even with unemployment being high, decent money, I would say, not great money, but unemployment money, right? She still had to put stuff on her credit cards. which is just ludicrous because, you know, you got to have a savings plan. She went through the savings little bubble she had. A lot of people are going to be in that same situation, and unemployment's going to run out. And something that's not being talked about right now is at this point in time, we're letting in a whole bunch of immigrants to get have a better life. You know, asylum, that's the policy of the United States right now. Asylum, I think, because Title 42 is about to end up. A lot of those people that are coming in, it happened last time as well. If they have the opportunity to get a job they don't like, but it pays decent, like not what we would call decent, but what they would call decent, they're going to take it and they're going to run with it. And people are not going to have the good jobs they want to have, or the high paying jobs, because people will save money because the market will, the market decides how people allocate. Because I think they're probably going to improve the E-Verify system to allow these people to get work. So we're kind of shaping up, along with AI, we're just shaping up for a really weird next cycle here. However, even though there will be a lot of people that are kind of in pain during this, like everyday people, the stock market is going to be booming because profits are going to be off the chart, cheaper labor, and then at the same time, you have AI to take some of those jobs completely off the table. So the stock market is going to be roaring. Bitcoin is going to be roaring. So you guys do want to be invested in this. And I think the safest way to do that is just a dollar cost average into specific stocks like, the Apple, Nvidia, AMD, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that type of stuff. However, make sure your own bases are covered too at this point, because it is going to be a wild decade. I won't even be here. I'll be in freaking probably Nicaragua or Ecuador. Right now, I'm actually moving. I think I'm moving to Ecuador because I actually have a personal friend over there in Quincia. I can't pronounce the name properly, but he was showing me how much the houses are, how much the condos are for rent and to purchase. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I might actually just go to Ecuador once I figure out a way to get Loki down there. And I probably would aim to move over there next summer, but I'm still kind of working on getting my mom's kidney stuff done, so it'll be a minute. What's right here? In regards to the inflation chart you just had up, does the chart show that what the inflation rate during Trump's presidency? Yeah, it does. So it's not going to tell you by like say, hey, Trump's presidency is here, Biden started here, but basically what it'll show you is just the dates on the bottom, so you can kind of infer it, so to speak. And the way I look at it, to be frank, is I usually think a president's policies hit the economy about a year after they get into office. Like when everybody said Trump was getting all the credit from Obama's reforms or stimulus, I guess, because he stimulated the economy with all the trillions of dollars pumped into the economy. We all do it. All the presidents do it. I think they were right about that, as far as that was Obama's kind of legacy for that next year. And then once Trump got in there, we saw it still continue on, which I meant his policies were still working. So far, I guess if you kind of follow that model, Obama was fine after kind of the 2008, 2010 financial crisis. Obama's reforms didn't really start to work until 2013, 14, I think. And even then, there was a lot of hollowed out parts of middle America, from what I understand. I'm in Seattle, guys. I don't know much about middle America besides Montana, when I used to live, but Montana is not the same as like Ohio and stuff like that. Especially when I'm a college kid at the time. But and then you had Trump, and then you had Joe Biden. So that's the way I usually look at it. I'll take my opinion with a grain of salt. But you can see right here, 2020 election, so to speak. COVID, it really messed up everything as far as inflation and stuff like that, because all the prices just plummeted. I would say it's really about 2021 is where things like, Joe Biden's policies have to work in here. And of course, things just kind of went haywire at that point. Not just because of Joe Biden, if we're being honest, but his policies really didn't help. And I think the big thing that really has made people upset about him is not even the policies as much, because I do think spending money has spurred a lot of this. Remember, we had the extra stimulus check and stuff like that. I think what really confused people is, if you guys remember this, I remember this, just because I guess I have to for this type of stuff. Transitory. It's transitory. For me as a voter, I was very mad when I learned that Pete Buttigieg was the transportation secretary with no transportation experience. And so you saw the effect that that had with him not being able to manage the crisis, just like with Kamala Harris being in charge of the border. And that's not going well because she doesn't have any border experience like you would want her to have it. So it's that type of stuff, but that's just the system we kind of built for ourselves. So I blame them in a sense for just being faulty human beings, but kind of we're all faulty, right? It's more, I blame the system a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, you can clearly see when we started spending a bunch more money to try to stimulate the economy, boom. But the reason he did it was because I believe at the time he wanted to, it was a campaign promise, right? I'm going to give you money if you vote for me. I mean, it's as simple as that. We're going to give you another stimulus check. You know, he did it. So it was a campaign promise kept. It's just that now all that money's been soaked up by inflation. So, you know, you give and take some here. But I don't know how to clearly tell you from this one, you know, where Trump was, where Biden was. You got 2020 in here, like maybe for the last 10 years, 25 years. There you go. You can pretty much see since like Bush came into office over here, overall it was pretty steady. We had a big drop off with the recession with 2008, but around there, steady. Some deflation when Obama was in office, and that's because the economy was in such a big rut. That's why when we look at the markets as far as like this, let's just go to NASDAQ or anything like that. Let's go to the weekly chart. Remember, this was a very slow grind back up here, all the way to 2010. Right, 2010, yeah, all the way through the whole 2010. We had never made it back to the highs before the financial crisis. And we really didn't start going as an economy again until 2012, right? And then that's when inflation started to come back up a little because people are spending lots of money, lots of demand, not as much supply. People want to kind of get as much money as they can. And then, you know, if you just kind of put this in hindsight here, look at that. Woo, then we started really taking off. But over here, it was kind of a slow move, a really slow move. Then we had consistent parabolic growth until 2016, right? I think some of this lag right here in 2015 is one of the reasons that Trump got elected, because you can see stuff was slowing down. The Obama economy, so to speak, it was slowing down just a little bit. I guess people were having some problems. Again, I don't really remember too much about the economy this time. Maybe you guys do. I really don't. And then Trump came into office 2016. The economy is getting back on board. But I still think this is part of Obama's stuff right here because, you know, it's just a big consolidation. And then really in 2017, right around here, January, I think this is usually how I usually go off of it. You guys don't have to use my methodology. When his policies start to hit, then we start going back up again and we continue on this overall pretty nice trend. I think that's kind of how I view it. Now, we did have hiccups over here in 2018. This was known as the algorithm wild time, where algorithms were going wild here. And then we were also raising interest rates at this point in time. The market threw a big hissy fit, and then Jerome Powell backed down. The market still thinks he's going to back down again off of this move right here. And then we had COVID, and then all this stimulus really led to all these, you know, buy everything online, Amazon, whatever you want to call it, Peloton, everything that Jim Cramer liked, right? All that stuff pumping us up. And then, you know, over here, 2021, market starts going back down. You know, which is not a good time, I guess. But I don't put all of it at Joe Biden's feet. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just, he's not good at managing the economy. I don't even know if you want to extend that over to Democrats or whatever, the Congress. Right now, Congress is not good at managing this crisis because they have two different approaches to managing it, and both are just so far apart. Democrats at this point want to spend more money to get us out of it, which kind of leads to more inflation. At least that's what Jerome Powell is saying, and I'm going off of Jerome Powell's word and kind of, you know, economics lessons I guess I had back in college. And Republicans want to cut spending to a certain degree, but you know, it comes down to what do you want to cut? And taxpayer me, I do think we should be cutting a lot of excess spending that we do, but I'm hoping that my local representatives are just smart enough to know what to cut, because I sure don't. I don't know. I don't know how the budget system works in America. I have no idea. My senator is Patty Murray, and I like her a lot. She's helped me out with stuff. My local representatives and the state house, the state legislator and the federal legislature. Those Democrats and Republicans, I like a lot of them. Patty Murray, I guess, has soured over the past like 4 or 5 years or so, but she's still done some really good stuff for the state when it comes to military bases and stuff. It's kind of just a mess, and it's kind of the partisan nature of Washington D.C. has really made it so people can't figure out a solution because, right now, if Republicans help Biden fix the economy, which can't happen because they're too separated, it would be a win for Joe Biden, and it might help him during the election next cycle. Just like when everything was going on during Trump's presidency, they didn't want to help him out, give him any victories as well. You don't have much crossover here. That's kind of a long rant, but at least for this current administration, they haven't been solid, and I think that's because the bureaucracy. How do you say this? Bureaucracies are massive, like machines that are kind of like they have their own consciousness. They haven't been able to take the helm of those bureaucracies and kind of lead them. And so it's kind of like a wild bull of bureaucracies kind of running wild right now with spending and doing all this other crap. You have to have somebody that can really hammer down and keep everything moving. Pete Buttigieg with all the transportation nightmares with the airlines and all that type of crap going on. What do you call it? Not transportation, but the airlines fiascos going on. And then you also have the supply chain. There you go. Supply chain issues that still kind of messed up right now. That, not good. You got Kamala Harris at the border. Not good. You got Joe Biden. I mean, I guess he's not been the best cheerleader for the country, but I guess he's been doing okay as far as what you might consider Ukraine. I just don't like how we keep on sending him all this money in Ukraine. I wish there was some way we could settle for peace. But, that's kind of up to Russia and Ukraine, I guess. So I don't know much about what's going on over there anymore. I kind of lost interest in the Ukraine war a while ago. A lot of wacky stuff going on, guys. I'm no expert, so you guys probably disagreed with a lot of the stuff I said. Perfectly fine. What do you call it? But if we go into a recession, I don't think they're capable of getting us out of one. I think really what's going to have to happen is the market is going to have to fix itself quite a bit. I think that's what happened with Obama quite a bit. I think Obama did a decent job of stabilizing the economy, but I don't think his policies necessarily led to so much growth out of the economy. And I think that's what's going to have to happen now is we're going to have to figure out a way to fix the economy. I don't think we're going to have that, which will make this 2024 race, 24 race, much more exciting because nobody's going to know what's going to happen. I watched a few TikTok videos of the Trump CNN town hall. I haven't got a chance to watch. I'm going to watch it later on tonight after the NBA Lakers game. Lakers and the Golden State. It was, he's sharp. I think that Joe Biden needs to go out in front of the media more because he doesn't normally go out in front of the cameras. He needs to go out and start practicing and getting the fight. I don't know what you want to call it. To take his message, which he has a message, to take it across the United States and start to convince people that he is a good choice. Because at this point, the Trump economy before COVID is much better than the economy we have now, and Trump, I would assume, just wants to go more energy independence, maybe drill more oil perhaps. And I think by having cheaper oil, a lot of our inflation problems go away because it's going to be so much cheaper to kind of transport goods. Not all of it, but some of those savings should be passed on to the consumer, and hopefully that will help spur the market a little bit. But it takes a while to drill, and I don't think oil companies want to drill too much because they're still afraid that if a Democrat comes back into office again, they're going to say no more drilling. Green cars are the only way to travel, stuff like that. So we're sending mixed messages here, which is like the weird part of our system because we don't really have too much stability. It's like 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. We'll get through it, everybody. But I guess I'll be in Ecuador most likely, so I'll be watching from afar, hoping that everybody over here managed to figure it out. And then Marcus, all right, Mike, hope you're well. Can you take a look at Doge? I'm looking to get a big bag of triple my coin count. Do you think we can go a lot lower for the long-term hold? I think Dogecoin can go a lot lower, just like the entire market. Right now, I'm still expecting a recession. I'm still expecting Bitcoin to go to another low during this kind of cycle that we've been in. Ever since like the $69,000 high or whatever, I still think we're going to have a new low at one point. So below $15,000. Whatever Dogecoin is around there, that's when I personally am going to be frantically dollar cost averaging every single day. Through every dip, every spike, I'm going to be buying and buying and buying. But again, I think we're going to have a recession. So if you don't think, we don't think we're going to have a recession, then you might go the other way on this one, and you might just say, I'll just do a little bit of dollar cost averaging here, 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 and you might not be having a pile of money ready for a big dip. I am doing dollar cost averaging right now, small amounts, and then I have larger amounts of capital I want to buy cryptocurrency with when we dip, if we have a big crash. It's a big if, because nobody knows for sure. I would say I'm one of the few people on YouTube that think we're going to have new lows at this point. It's kind of, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own strategy. My hedge at this moment in time is to just keep on buying crypto as needed. But really, I've been mostly buying a Bitcoin and Ethereum. But altcoins, I just think all the altcoins at this point are just so overvalued because I think we're heading for a recession. It's really because of the recession aspect. When we go over here and we look at stuff like, we can go over here to ADA. Let's just go to monthly chart. Let's get rid of all the lines. I think ADA can come all the way back down here to 14, 15 cents in a major, not a major, but just in a normal recession. If Bitcoin's coming back down below 15,000, I think 14 cents is actually reasonable here. Now, I'd probably start buying around 20 cents and kind of at dollar cost average my way through there, just so you know. But the lows we saw over here is 24 cents. So it's reasonable that we just go, if Bitcoin's going to a new low, we go back down to 24 cents, 20 cents. It's reasonable. Dogecoin, this thing's a little bit different here because this thing has like Elon Musk backing and stuff like that. But I do think at the lowest point, we could come back down to 3 cents or so. And I'd be buying around there as well. And so we'd be breaking back down below this like 4.5, 5 cent low, in my opinion. You got Ape Token over here. This thing can come back down to like below $2. This thing can be just a freaking tragedy. Every single breakdown that we've been seeing on this one, this is the weekly chart, it's been coming down for a while. We've had some really nice bounces off the bottoms. However, it just hasn't been a good long-term hold so far. It had a really big, amazing debut. Since then, not so much. AVAX, right? We could easily come back down here to $9. We're at $15 right now. Save yourself like 25, 40%, Might even come back down lower, but, let's be conservative about this. Those big levels of support. Axis down here, still grinding back down. Even after this little pop that we had, we have still come back down a lot. Like, look at this. From the high over here, from this, like, the January rally for Bitcoin and all the hurrah stuff, we're down 50%. Now, year to date, you're probably still up a little bit. No, you're not. You're not. No, towards the end of the month, yeah, you're probably up a little bit here. Teeny bit. We can still come back down more. And this is at Bitcoin at $27,500. This isn't Bitcoin at $30,000 just a few days ago. This is at Bitcoin at $27,550. If we come back down just to $20,000, $24,000, what do you think this is going to be? So I think altcoins have a lot more they can come back down. Bitcoin Cash over here can come back down at least to $86. If we come back lower, maybe all the way down here to $74. I think that's totally reasonable. Just if Bitcoin goes back down to $15,000, $20,000, a lot of these altcoins can come down very hard. Matic is one of my favorite assets out there. Very good asset. This one might not see a new low just because of how much it plunged before and it kind of found this really solid support zone. But maybe it does come all the way back down to 30, 35 cents and I'll be there to buy some more. But again, this thing had an amazing rally from that bottom. 392%. Since we found that top so far, we've come down about 45%. Now, we haven't done it yet. We're close to a breakdown. We'll see what happens if we manage to break down. But my main point here is not so much to think about the breakdowns, But if Bitcoin does go back to 20,000, not even 15, not even 12, 10, whatever the thousands that people are talking about online, if we just go back down to 20,000, which is totally reasonable, if we go into recession, totally reasonable, 20,000, yeah, that's fine. What do you think Matic is going to be at that time? It's not going to be at 86 cents. You know, maybe if I go side by side, let's go Bitcoin, a weekly chart. Look at these. Let's go from the high point of Matic, which is the February 13 of 23. Oh, what happened to my vertical lines? There you go. And we had February 13th. Right there. Matic found its high when Bitcoin was just right here. Ever since then, Bitcoin's been gaining dominance against it. So, at least in my opinion, I think as Bitcoin eventually pulls back here, if we go into recession, if this is all my opinion, right? You're going to see a lot of these altcoins go on really good sales again. And then your opportunity, your goal is to just be able to dollar cost average into them while Bitcoin's in free fall. And then you just got to hold for a long period of time in order to make some good money. But you better be guessing the right, not guessing, but you better be investing in the right altcoins. And the majority of us are going to be buying altcoins. Like, I put most of my money into Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's just kind of how I roll. But Matic, Solana, Dogecoin, whatever you guys are looking for, you're going to want to, not go too crazy with your money unless you specifically have some higher investment portfolios for your cryptocurrencies. Like, I have a higher investment portfolio for my cryptocurrency, and it's been doing okay so far, but some of the tokens have gone down like 80%. Some have gone up hundreds of percent. It kind of balances out, but all those portfolios are for us that have 1 or 2 or 3 really big few 1,000% gainers at the end of the day. That's how I feel about it. But you can look like right here, 13th right there, Ape token. Let's go back over. Let's put this with Bitcoin. So let's go over here to Ape token very fast. That peaked January 23rd. Right there. That's when it peaked. So, if Bitcoin starts coming back down, altcoins they're just going to be coming down. So my answer is yes, you're going to have a lot of opportunities if you just wait, in my opinion. But, I'm still hedging against my own opinion here by continuing to dollar cost average. Is it a whole bunch? No, but it's enough where if the market goes up, I'm not going to be like, oh, I missed out on making all this money. I'll be like, oh, I missed out on making all this money, but I also made a bunch of money. So, it's kind of how I view it. But all it takes is us to just go back down to $20,000. I mean, where do you see this going? This will probably come all the way back down, Ape, to at least 267. Is that not reasonable right there? That's reasonable. And then we might even go to a new low. And then all of a sudden, people looking at altcoins to be like, what the heck is going on? So, just understand what I'm saying there. But, that's what really concerns me. We don't usually talk about it in terms like that all too often, but, altcoins have not necessarily been doing great if you think about it based off of what all the great stuff Bitcoin's been doing. They had their rally before Bitcoin, and now that Bitcoin rallied, after them, they never took off with Bitcoin going up to the same degree, and now if Bitcoin does have a pullback, you're going to see those things pull back even more. So take it with a grain of salt, just my opinion, but, it is something that personally worries me as far as the altcoins that I hold, because I do own a lot of altcoins, the Dogecoins, the Matics, the Polygons, not Polygons, Matic, Polygons, something, but Solana, stuff like that. And hey, Dead Tuck, I appreciate it a lot. COVID was a while ago, thank God, and I do appreciate it. My man, thank you so much for watching for a long period of time. I really do appreciate it, my man. And hey, Larry, sold Boyle shares, bought $3 January 2025 calls for $141.50 for half the price. Oh, there you go. Sold Boyle shares. Hopefully they work out, because 2025 calls are plenty out there. You should be good to go. Hey, Mike, I like you, bro. Don't be sitting on your hands. I don't want if the market never reverses, you can stay out. What do you call, I mean, at this point, I'm dollar cost averaging, but I am sitting on my hands. Remember, guys, this is my first recession as far as an investor. I was not an investor back in 2008. This is all new to me, so I'm playing it very, very carefully. And you guys know how overly cautious I am. I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm having some good times with this. I've made some good money buying after the FTX crash. However, I still think from an economic perspective, we're headed for a recession. And going over to your question, when do I think the recession is going to come? Sometime Q2 or Q3 of this year. We are currently in Q2, so at this point I might be wrong about the Q2 and it might be pushed out to Q3 or Q4. I think the Federal Reserve was talking about something of a Q3 or Q4. We'll have to wait and see. But there's two types of recessions and two different ways it's going to hit the market. So the technical definition of a recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP. This is very confusing for new investors because we just had 2 negative quarters of GDP and we were in a recession just last year. Now, I'm going to assume for political reasons, the news media kind of just ignored the 2 negative quarters of GDP because they didn't want Republicans to win back the House because, protect democracy, yada, yada, yada. But, I don't know if you know what the term gaslighting means. It basically means like I'm clearly holding a phone right now, and you're like, "Hey, you're holding a phone." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And like, "No, it's right there." I'm like, dude, no, this isn't a phone. It's just not. It's a bamboo case. It's not a phone. It's not a phone. And I'm basically just lying straight to your face. It's like gaslighting, but eventually you just believe it. The media kind of gaslit the entire country to say we're not in a recession. We were in a technical recession. And we saw the effect that had on the market. It was a very bad move on the market. Now, if we go into another recession, we're going to get a really bad time with the market. However, what's going to cause all of this is the fact that because people can't spend money because they don't have jobs and stuff like that, you're going to see earnings guidance get slashed, and that's really going to be the trigger point for all this. So when you start seeing guidance get slashed, that's really when the market starts to go down, and you might see the market start to go down a lot faster before we actually hit that negative 2 quarters of GDP growth. So what's an easy way to say this? So we had positive GDP growth for Q1, but it was very, very small. So we might have negative GDP growth for Q2. But since we need 2 quarters of negative GDP growth, it looks like it's going to be in Q4 that we actually find out that we're probably in a recession. Maybe it takes until Q1 of next year. I'm no expert on this stuff, although I talk about it quite a bit. I have my opinions. I guess I'm more educated than the average guy, but by no means am I some type of qualified guy to go work for the Fed. Now, what's the best way to show this to you? We'll look at the St. Louis Fed. So you can see this, I think. Yeah, you can. Okay, so you see how there's little lines right here, that kind of like grade lines. Each one of these represents a recession. So we have a recession all the way back over here in the 50s, 60s. These are like the Carter years where things were like really, really bad for the economy, regardless if you think it was his fault or Reagan's fault. I guess Reagan wasn't president yet, but whoever's fault it was just a really bad time for the economy. Reagan over here, launching interest rates up high to try to fix the economy. We had 2 recessions over here, 1990 recession, 2008 recession. No, this is 2000 recession, 2008 recession over here. And over here, we had COVID recession. You notice through this part right here, there's no bar, even though we had the 2 negative quarters of GDP growth. That was like the gaslighting period. So if you go over here, GDP, could we do full year or do we want... Let's do this, see if this works out. This isn't it. This is a GDP. Annual growth rate? Which one was it? I normally don't find it on here, but let me just go here. GDP chart. Oh, no. GDP chart. Not charter. Oh boy, guys. It's been a long day. Chart. quarterly. There we go. Maybe this is it. Okay, this is it, but it's like the ugliest charts. We can't actually see what's going on here. Okay, you can kind of see this. You can see we had this quarter right here, and this quarter right here being negative. That's a recession. That's a recession right there. We just kind of got gaslighted into believing it's not a recession. I don't know why. I assume it's politics, but I'm a very cynical guy when it comes to politics. So, you know, don't absorb my cynicism. It's not good for you. But then you can see right here, we're very, very low. We're very, very close to going back down. So we might have that first quarterly knocked down. Next quarter saying this quarter was down. And then the following quarter after that is when we get to learn that, hey, we're finally in a recession. And now, you know, rates get slashed. People keep on getting laid off. It compounds, right? But yeah, and this is 2020 COVID stuff, which is really skewing off the whole freaking chart. But there's nothing we can do about it. That was a nightmare of a time to be in the market, to be frank. Making money, but it was just kind of all over the place because nobody knew what was going to happen from day to day. Because like people saying you're going to get locked in your houses and the government was coming after you, and they almost did. But yeah, all right. And hey, babyfish, altcoins will nuke. Oh, definitely. The 4-year cycle has been on point, and if it goes back down, I will take a loan and buy more. I mean, the altcoins are going to be much, much cheaper than they are now, in my opinion. And that's me assuming that we're going into a recession, therefore everything will be a lot cheaper. And hey, Monica, BGB, yes sirree. Let's go over here very fast. Let's go over to the daily chart, I guess, for this one. So BGB did end up popping back up, and now it's back up towards highs. I'm glad I kind of like bought my way back into this, but not nearly as much as I had before. I guess I did buy like 80% of it back. I should have bought more, but who cares? I was kind of hoping we'd have another dip, and we did not have that dip because Bitcoin's been going down. BGB is not going down, Monica, as you can tell. At this point here now, unless Bitcoin takes a really solid drop over the next like 24 to 48 hours, you might see BGB have another all-time high here, and that might take you up to 50 cents, 54 cents, 55 cents, something like that. One thing that is just a reminder here for people that don't know, we've been talking about BGB since I kind of started this channel. One of the first exchanges that I used, because I kind of got fed up with the Binance and the KuCoins. I guess not more Binance than KuCoin. I still like KuCoin a little bit. Was BitGet. And the market cap of this coin at the time was like, I don't know what it was. It was a very low market cap token. But basically, we bought it around here on the channel for about 6 cents, and right now it's at 47 cents. While everything else has been crashing and burning, this token has been doing really good for us. And Monica has been holding this for a very, very long time, as well as so have I. And we've been kind of like selling high, buying low, selling high, buying low, and to kind of like compound our profits here. But the market cap is only $661 million, looks like right now. It's continuing to move up. I can really see us going back up to at least retest the highs of 51.69 here, like, you know, almost 52 cents. Let me kind of pop this up for us, though. I mean, because this really has a lot of momentum at this point. Let's see. I would probably have a price target of just 50 cents at this point, 0.50789. And that's all-time. Oh, that's not all-time highs yet, but it might be back up here. That's where I'd probably shave off just a little bit, to be frank. This thing has had some pretty big dips even after it get those highs. So, not high here, but like a big move up, high, big move up, crash, big move up, kind of a crash. No matter where you sell along this path, even if you want to wait for it to see if it gets up to 60 cents or something like that, if it does manage to come back down and crash, you'd want to buy up a bunch more. But remember, I'm still assuming altcoins are going to crash. This one seems to be kind of the exception to the rule at this point. So I probably buy it back in earlier than I normally would. That's why after we sold it around here, or I sold it around here, I told you guys I was buying them back around 40 cents. I bought it around 40 cents. I bought some more at 38. So back down here at 33. I missed it. I had to buy it back up here at 37 cents. So, but even 37 cents over here, now it's up, what, 28%? More than enough for me to make some profit off of it. But it looks like around 50 cents is a good price target for now. Let me move this off here, though. Let's go over to the weekly chart. Not even close to the 20-week moving average at all. This thing is definitely looking like it might have a breakout. It might slow down towards the end of this week, though, and it might be next week where this thing really takes off. It looks like it's doing fine at the moment. It really depends if you think of this as the breakout. But it's doing solid here. It's really doing good. I like it a lot. The momentum is still going on the upward side. The daily chart, though, still have the momentum. Yeah, there's nothing really wrong with this at this point. It's just kind of heading up for some levels of resistance. And it looks like it actually already broke out above this level of resistance just a few hours ago, over the past few days, actually. So, still seems to be on a roll. I would probably start looking to sell it if you want to play it safer, 48, 49, 50 cents, stuff like that. That's more reasonable, but I'm overly cautious when it comes to this type of stuff. So, but as time goes on, I would just also be cautious over the next 24, 36 hours. If Bitcoin decides to break down below this support level here, that won't bode well for it. It'll probably get smacked back down to like the low 40 cents range or something like that, since it is kind of pumping up at this moment in time. Altcoins get massacred when Bitcoin dips while Bitcoin dominance is up. Oh yeah, but I mean that just gives us lots of opportunities to buy for down the road. And that's what we're all looking for right there. I bet there's even going to be some people buying with leverage at a certain point once we feel like we have the bottom. I'll do some trades with you guys for fun because Fairdesk has a lot of opportunities here to leverage. So they have tokens like Pepe, Sheeb, whatever. Let's go down here to like lower market cap tokens. One that I can find here. What's the one that we made $800 on trading together? I was day trading it. ID token. That's what it was. ID token. ID space ID. Yeah, this market cap is $148 million. I'll long this 5x leverage, $50, and we'll hold it for months until we feel like we had all-time highs or it's peaking, and then we'll sell it and see how much profit it gave us. And we'll do a few of those, like maybe $300 of 5x leverage plays, and I'll just keep some money in there to make sure that if it does take off or it does keep on sinking or something like that, we'll be fine. But I probably buy it towards the end of a recession, not necessarily right as everything's dropping and crashing, because with leverage, you don't want to buy a falling knife like that. And hey, Delilah, I mean, if you're long term, you should be fine, but there's a reason why the majority of people put the money just in Ethereum and Bitcoin, because it is safer and it doesn't really come back down as hard. But if you continue to dollar cost average it, you should be fine. Just make sure that your token is an actual company. It's not like it's a meme. It's not a meme coin, because those can get hit very, very hard. Mike, there was a video online of Brad Sherman admitting that the U.S. prints money out of thin air, but he thinks it's wrong. The crypto bros market has made over $1 trillion, kind of comical. Oh yeah. So okay, I haven't seen the video, but I think I saw a picture of him with the text on Twitter. I do remember that. Now I didn't see the video, so let me just try to find it for us actually here. Twitter. What's trending on Twitter? Bros, is that it? I see something on number 2. Oh, Jamie Foxx is trending number 5. What happened to Jamie Foxx? Let's see. Oh, Jamie Foxx's family says prepare for the worst. He could be about to pass away. That would suck. Hashtag bros. Hashtag bros. Oh, Bros is a new crypto token that's getting pumped up. Be very careful of it, I guess. It's the next big pump. Okay, Beyonce, whatever. Okay, so let me go over here and let me type in, what's the guy's name? Brad Sherman. Brad Sherman crypto. There it is. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's just a 14-second clip, everybody. Very nice and easy. Let me just turn the audio on here. Okay, 14-second clip. Oh, they're both 14-second clips. So let me go here. So I can hear what's going on here as well. Let me turn up my headphones. Hello. I can't turn up my headphones too often because then I can actually hear my own voice and it's like way, way too loud. So I'm at 75% headphones, and let's click play. Nope. Let's go to properties, Helicon, go on mini, music, system. Maybe that works.
Make money literally by making money, and they crypto bros make money literally by making money, and they've made over $1 trillion out of thin air. They'll accuse the U.S. government of making money out of thin air. Maybe we do, but we're the U.S. government. Crypto bros make money literally by making money, and they've made over $1 trillion out of thin air. They'll accuse the U.S. government of making money out of thin air. Maybe we do, but we're the U.S. government.
That was so bad. Okay, let me turn down the volume on my headphones a little bit here. Let's turn that back down. Wow. That is just wild. Yeah, that's wild. I'll make a short out of that later on, guys. I'll make a short out of that. But that's bad. Just checked it. It's not that bad. Been holding for a while. I'm a lot stressed when I forget about it in work. Thanks for the updates. Oh, no worries, Turtle. Happy to help you out, my man. And yeah, work can usually be a good way to forget about stress and stuff like that. And hey, Larry, on that leverage app, can you trade regular securities? On the leverage app? If you're talking about Fairdesk, you can only trade cryptocurrencies on this one. If you want to do stocks, I have an affiliate link for Moomoo, which is a lot more securities on it. They're a big one, that up and coming, that's trying to take out Robinhood and Webull. I don't know if I have an affiliate link in my description for it though. Let me see. No, I don't. Let me see if I can find it right here in my email. What's this new sign on Google? There's like a science sign on it or something like that. Okay, before I forget this, I gotta do this anyway. Let's go to. See right here, Fairdesk. Oh well, probably not the biggest thing for it now. Copyright claim, of course there was. I get so much spam, it's not even funny anymore. Being a crypto person, it's just unlimited amount of spam hitting your stuff. Okay, there we go. I found my little link. There you go. On Moomoo, and let's go back over here. There we go. Okay. If you hop off the stream, hop back on. If you want to find something that has more securities, you can always go to Moomoo, but I don't know if that's actually what you're asking for or not. On that leverage app, can you trade regular securities? No, but you can't trade options on Fairdesk and stuff like that. I wish. Just cryptocurrencies and things like that. Copy trading, spot trading. If you want to do spot trading, they have lots of stuff to do spot with it. And then there's like the buy crypto. There's the earn system they have, which is, just earn. It's the same across all platforms. Usually I spend most of my time on the copy trading side because I'm trading for you guys. And it usually works out, right? I'm ranked number 4. I'm doing something right. But yeah, it all depends on what you're looking for. Jamie Foxx. Oh, so he had a stroke. Okay, that sucks. Yeah, my mother had a stroke, and I know how hard that can be. What's a good number for an amount of Doge nowadays? It's really whatever you can afford. There's no really good number, if you ask me. And part of the reason for that is Dogecoin has a higher market cap these days, so people don't need to acquire so much of it. People are holding for Dogecoin to go from 5 cents, 8 cents up to $1. So a good amount of profit, but it's not going to be anywhere as close as 0.0024 or 0042, going up to 50 cents or 60 cents or 70 cents. Those days are not going to be coming back for Dogecoin unless you want to hold for a very, very long time, which I think it's going to be just too long for the average person out there. Most people have some Dogecoin, maybe anywhere between a few $100 worth to maybe up to $10,000 with the average individual. It kind of depends on how much you trust Elon, frankly. And then they're just holding on to it or maybe adding more to it every now and again. There are other people who have their $5,000 of Dogecoin or $1,000 of Dogecoin, $100 of Dogecoin, and then they're also just looking for the next big thing here whenever it occurs. And usually the best time to buy all that crap is to, just wait for the big nasty bear market roll down during a recession or a bad market event and just buy up some of those tokens. Usually, you know, it's a little bit more difficult this time because there's much more scrutiny going to be on the crypto market in this next bull market rally. And what I mean by that is during the last altcoin season, we had Robinhood holding Dogecoin, which was an enormous boost to Dogecoin. We don't have Robinhood or Webull holding any small market cap tokens with a $100 million market cap or a $50 million market cap or a $200 million market cap. We just don't have that. And because we don't have that, it's going to be much harder to kind of guess what the next big thing is. So people are doing scattershot. And then when you do scattershot, which is fine, it's a method of trying to find the next big token. When you do scattershot, you're really just taking more guesses, which means you're allocating more capital across many more tokens, which means you can't just add more, you're not really investing heavily into one specific token. So you can make tens of thousands of dollars, but it might be a little bit harder to get hundreds of thousands of dollars of profit from that token. I told you guys before, if Robinhood puts another token on their platform that has a market cap of 20 million, 50 million, 200 million, half a billion for all I care, I will load up on that token during the recession. I will just load up on it. And I'll die on that hill that I think that token would do fantastic as long as, you know, it's a credible company. I would die on that hill saying, hey, having that exposure would be astronomically wonderful for whatever token that would be. But are they going to be able to add another token on there? I don't know. When's the last time Robinhood added another token? I guess I don't get their emails anymore, but we can go over here to Robinhood very fast. And Robinhood, earn 4.65% APY on your cash. Who cares? Who cares? What we offer. This is a whole new website, though. What we offer, crypto. Get started. Oh, okay. Crypto blog affiliates careers. Is Robinhood even hiring right now? Explore opportunities. Oh, they got stuff. Head of issuer sales, compliance, and risk. They're hiring right now. Oh, I don't know if they're really hiring though. Finance and accounting. Right. Hold on, let me see if I can log into this account. When's the last time I actually logged into this? Oh, it sent my phone a number. Okay, this is the right password. Wow. Gee golly. Do not share. Yeah. Okay. So I should have a whopping $5 in here. Oh, $10. The value of my stuff went up by 1.5% today. Look at that. I am just wealthy. What do I actually own in this? Because I don't use this account at all. What do I own? I own some Fun and some Nvidia. Look at that. Just look at that. The last month, I'm up 3.5%. Last 3 months, I'm up 26%. Last year, I'm up. Oh, okay. It's kind of it's whacked out here. But see, sometimes if you just hold some Nvidia and some Fun or whatever, you can be up 26% in 3 months. You know. I think people forget sometimes. Sometimes it's good to hold. But what has Fun been doing? Yeah. I don't care about this. I'm sorry. I'm just checking this out very fast, guys. No, Fun's actually been going down, so it must be all Nvidia. Last year. Yeah, oh gosh, look at this. 5 years Funware had one big pop. I think I bought this to show you guys that don't buy this, though. I think I specifically bought this to say, hey, don't buy stuff like this because it goes down. Nvidia, the trooper right here. Yeah, 3 months, up 33%. Oh yeah, Nvidia. I should sell this off though if I'm a smart investor. Okay, let's go back over here very fast though. I only really care about the cryptocurrency part of this. Oh, there you go, crypto. Okay, so let's go by market cap. The only cheap one we have right now is Compound, and that's at $384 million market cap. But that price is $36. We need to have a coin that has a market cap of, no, not market cap, a price of under a penny. That's the golden number right there. Underpinning, that's where dreams are made of. You can buy a lot of stuff in here for sure, but billions and billions of market cap. Compound is the thing I need for. Compound, if you guys only trade on Robinhood, would be my best guess for buying, and I know this will do well in the long term. My opinion, of course, but you need something that has 0.000 something. Like with Dogecoin here. Now I bought Dogecoin, I think originally on, I don't know where I bought it, but I bought a little bit of Dogecoin just for fun on Robinhood a long time ago, but I think I sold it well before the rally. Where's Dogecoin at? Oh, Dogecoin, there you go. Let's see, no, history, okay. Way back in the history days. Yeah, I bought some over here of Dogecoin. This is April 21st. Or no, does not go back. 24. No, this doesn't go back far enough. This is Dogecoin at 22 cents, 21 cents. And me just doing small little scalps with it. I was probably scalping with you guys when I first started the channel. Yeah, this is 20. Dogecoin back in the day when it was on Robinhood was much cheaper than this. But I guess I've been on Robinhood for way too long. I was on Robinhood ever since 2016 or something. Back before it actually looked elegant, when it would look like shit. It looks much better now. $120,000 Elon and Twitter. I mean, that's a really big part. You even saw that Elon Musk is partnering with Tucker Carlson of all people to do a show on Twitter. He's making moves I wasn't even expecting him to make. ASQT for the next biotech play. I am notoriously bad at doing biotech plays. Normally, if you believe in it and you believe in the technology and you've read the studies of what they're trying to do, you plop in some money and you wait and you just pray that they don't have to do offering after offering after offering. If they're a good biotechnology company, they've been doing it for a while, they'll probably buy other people's stuff instead of having to just make it themselves. But if you believe in it, you just got to stick around and hold it. It's the hardest thing to do with biotech companies because I am not good at them, so I don't even want to give you advice on them. All right. But okay, buddy, I'm going to call it a night. I was supposed to end it here about 20 minutes ago. I'm going to stream tomorrow for you guys, probably around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. That's when the stream is going to start. I am not going to post any videos tomorrow, I don't think, until the stream because I need to reset everything because I've been posting too much and YouTube obviously is not notifying everybody that I am going live. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys all have a really good night. If you guys want to buy, we are at support. Your stop loss would probably just be around 26,750 or something like that. So, like a 3-4% stop loss. Hopefully, we kind of bounce off of here, and that'd be a really nice move, especially seeing the NASDAQ bounce back up. And hey, Crashcorn, no worries, man. Thank you guys for continuing to watch the Dogecoin live stream, the Bitcoin live stream. They cost some money to keep up, but I think, even if I'm losing some money on it, I got money to lose. So I appreciate you guys watching a lot, and make sure if you guys haven't already, there was one last thing I want to tell you guys about. There was a contest right now with Fairdesk. If you guys sign up with Fairdesk and you deposit $200 and you guys follow me with copy trading and you guys let me know, 2 random people are going to be given $50. So if you guys care about that, awesome. If not, still awesome. It's okay. Thanks everybody, and I hope to see you guys again tomorrow.